This is a story that affects the whole world. The president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, has been arrested by the authorities in the United States, taken to New York City. He is a man who people have different opinions about. Today, we want to tell you everything that has happened, why it is important, and what it means for the world and the countries near Venezuela. The situation with President Nicolás Maduro is very unusual. A lot of people are talking about it. In the early hours of January 2nd, U.S. forces executed a highly planned military operation that resulted in the arrest of Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, in Venezuela. The operation, according to U.S. military leadership, was months in the making and involved extensive coordination among American defense, intelligence, and law enforcement agencies. Shortly after the capture, Maduro was flown out of Venezuela aboard a U.S. military vessel and transported to New York. Footage released by U.S. authorities shows him in handcuffs walking through a corridor as he arrived in New York. In audio captured from the scene, Maduro can be heard saying, "Happy New Year," a stark contrast to the gravity of his situation. Upon landing in New York, Venezuelan state media, independent outlets, and local authorities confirmed that Maduro and his wife were taken to a metropolitan detention center where they will undergo medical checks and processing before appearing before a federal court. Officials have indicated that their first court appearance could occur as early as Monday evening. The United States government has charges against Maduro. The United States Department of Justice is taking care of these charges. Maduro is supposedly involved in some things like selling drugs, laundering money, and doing corrupt things. The United States authorities have not told us everything that's in the indictment. Before this, the United States government had already gone after Maduro's friends with sanctions and legal actions for doing these same things. The charges against Maduro are very serious. The United States Department of Justice is handling them. This is the first time something like this has happened in modern history. A head of state who is still in power has been taken into custody by another country's forces, put on trial. This situation brings up questions about international law and the sovereignty of a nation. It also makes us think about reciprocity and what that means for the head of state and the country they represent. The head of state is being put on trial, which is a big deal when it comes to international law and the sovereignty of the country the head of state is from. People have reacted quickly, and they are completely divided. In the United States, politicians from both parties have said they want Maduro to be held responsible for the things they think he has done to the Venezuelan people and made the region unstable. Some politicians think Maduro has done some bad things. In Latin America and other places, leaders are worried about what might happen. They think the United States might be using its military power too much, and that could be a problem. Leaders from some countries are speaking out against what they see as the United States doing something it should not do. The Venezuelan government and the people who support it are getting a lot of attention. Venezuela is the topic of conversation. Venezuela is having a time getting back on its feet, and economists think it could get even worse. The big question is who will be in charge of Venezuela now that Maduro is not there to lead the country. This is causing a lot of uncertainty, and things are changing quickly in the markets. People are wondering what will happen to investment in Venezuela, how much oil the country will produce, and if people in need will still get humanitarian aid. Venezuela's recovery is very fragile. All these changes are making it even harder for the country to move forward. People who study these things think that what is happening now will have an impact on how countries interact with each other. The United States has had some problems with its friends in the area, like Colombia and Brazil, because they do not always agree on what to do about Venezuela. This new thing that is happening may make these countries talk more. It may make them disagree even more. The Venezuela policy is an issue, and it affects the relationships between the United States and its allies, like Colombia and Brazil, and it will be interesting to see what happens with the Venezuela policy. New York is getting ready for Maduro's time in court. The whole world is paying attention to see what happens. People who know the law and important government workers and people who care about rights are all looking really closely at what people from the United States and Venezuela are saying. They are trying to figure out what will happen to Maduro next. This is a big deal that will change the way politics work in the Western Hemisphere. It will also make people think differently about how countries talk to each other. People in Caracas and Washington, Lima and Madrid, and even in cities in Africa and Asia will be talking about what happens to Maduro for a time. Maduro's arrest and the fact that he might be put on trial will be something that people debate about for years. Stay with us as we continue to follow this story and bring you live updates from New York and around the globe.